Okay, here's how you grind these out. So you can't do on the side because there's nothing holding it really hard, so you got to grind on the two sides here. It's hard to be grinding that direction, so we're going to grind it from this direction here. So you just come here with the die grinder. You hold it, you tilt it at a little bit of an angle, and that's what cuts the angle of your tooth. So you just have to lay it up in there straight. Just do it by eyeball. By see how much you cut. See if you're cutting evenly. Hopefully you are. And do your final trim job. If you did it right, it's got a nice cut to it. So what we're doing is we're going to grind these teeth here so they bite in there good. Have a good bite on them. Instead of being straight, like over here, where they can fall out real easy. We're going to cut. Nice job. Right over the other way. Yeah. Good job. So we could cut it so that we get a good bite on it. So the harder you push on it, the more it stays in. The disadvantage is it's hard to disengage at the bottom of the stroke when they're low. But if you kick the pedal completely all the way through when there's no load at the bottom, it disengages like it's supposed to. If you do it correctly. If you don't do it correctly, it tends to wear things out. But those kickers are made so crappy these days, they wear out anyway. So, there you go. Save your knee or save the kicker. My knee's more important than that stupid kicker any day. So you want to cut, right now I'm cutting on the edge of the tooth only about here. I got to come up a little bit deeper because I cut in and I start pushing at the bottom. Yeah, it's hard to hold at an angle. If you're cutting a tooth here, you're cutting on the cutter here. So you start about halfway and cut that away, but that leaves a little bit of a black mark here. That's your telltale to tell if you're straight or not. And then you pull back on it to make it flush all the way down. So you're cutting on the inside of the cutoff wheel here a little bit. I don't know if that's explainable very easy, but that's what we're doing. Clean all the way across to the sharp edge, you're good. So you want a nice even cut all the way across, not 15 different angles. So that was the last one I just did. That's the next one. You see still kind of radius up here at the very top. That tells you I didn't cut back too deep. If you're going to cut deep, make sure you cut them all deep. So this one here, I always cut too much on the outside. I got to cut more on the inside. So that means I got to rotate my cutter more this way. So I'm looking at it from an angle. No matter what I do, I always think it's straight, and it's not. Every time I do, it's the same. So as long as they're all the same, you're okay. But when you start doing stuff differently, that's what your problem is. A little bit more on that one. Looks better. Still can be a little bit more though. I got the edge I'm looking for at the very top. Just had to keep pulling it in until I got it all in there. Like I said, you can tell it's still a little bit of a flat on top, so I didn't cut very much off lengthwise. Whatever you cut, make sure it's just equal all the way around. So now this starts to bite in. And you want all the teeth to be relatively even. They don't have to be perfect, but it'd be nice. Okay, now I got to do the same thing on this one here. And this grinds pretty easily, so it's not real super hard. The quality on this stuff is not like it used to be. Alright, so I'm going to go back like I normally do it. From the other side. Gear line out of the way. Everything's way back over there as usual. Okay, now I do the same thing on this gear. Of course, it's dead dark over here as usual. Everything's in the way. Can't see nothing. As usual. So now I can see a little better. Not really. Oh, I can see. Of course, you probably can't. Yeah, a little bit. And this one's angled about 10 degrees off center. Too bad. There you go, the first one down. It's got the cut in it. Where's the other part of that? Join that cut. So now they dig in. Drop that one again. So, anyway, I don't know if you can see in there, but grab it in. It's not quite to it yet because one's cut back and now the other ones are yet, but it'll move over about that much. You can see I cut about 30 thou off at the angle. So when I move it in, it'll come in. Now with this one you cut through here so you can kind of see the tooth there a little bit also as it comes in. Alright, so that's one down. A few more to go. Haven't broke the wheel yet. It's dropped twice today so far. Make sure you cut deep enough that it goes and gauges all the way down. If you don't cut deep enough, it'll bottom out on the top of this because your cutter always has a radius to it. So you want to make sure it's got enough clearance to go all the way down. So you want to make sure you put a little bit of a groove into the face here a little bit. These two here, I'm not sure if I got enough yet. Here. Yeah, looks like we're good. So let's keep doing it. Keep at we go. Yeah, that one looks good. Not enough. not quite deep enough. Side to side deep, not deep down. There you go. Cut until there's a sharp edge right there. Had a radius still on it. See, all these are the same depth. If you cut to the same sharpness on the top, they're all the same. Unless you cut way too much. And if you look, there's a flat spot on there, and you can see the difference in flat spot if you were cutting way too far back. So it doesn't have to be perfect, but it's nice if it was pretty close. One more. A little bit more. Deeper with that one. Down deeper that one. Oh, you got light here. Never used to use the light. Okay, so now theoretically it should all be biting in pretty good, so now it takes a lot of pressure to pull them apart. When you put pressure that way, it gets real hard. See, it comes up easy if you don't. But it really bites in hard when you do it right. This one you can see the evidence how far off you're on the inside angles. They're not all perfect, but they don't have to be. I doubt they're perfect when they were new. Okay, so now we got to do is clean the burrs off these surfaces here because it's got a lot of marks in there from when we drilled it. So we just take our little sanding disc here. Just knock off some of the high spots. Alright, that's enough. I think it's very flat. Do the same thing to the basket right here. So you can see the high spots right by the holes there, the color change where the grind marks are. That was sticking up. So now when that goes in there, should sit in there fairly flat now. Not rocking too bad, just a little bit, not much. Okay, so that's ready to be riveted. Alright, I got to clean all this up because I don't want to rip it together and be all dirty. Alright, be back.